Righty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it again with another video talking about how the 7 out of 10 drama has spread over to CN again. And this is the whole situation that is happening over here. I uploaded a video going over the reaction of CN to the entire 7 out of 10 drama, going over how CN basically had the majority opinion when it comes to this entire issue. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that they might have taken it a bit too far. If you just want some context for how much this video is blowing up, it was uploaded about 6 hours ago and it has around 22,000 views and they're still climbing. But the thing is, it's leading to some very, very big issues. That's what I actually wanted to talk about today, because in my opinion, CN might be going a little bit too far with their critiques for the clapped walnut. So let's just go ahead and frame the scenario. This video is titled, and believe me when I say this, my video title covering this situation is not nearly as aggressive as what you're seeing over here. Genocide, congratulations, you once again humiliated North America in the field of gacha games. My title just was, he pissed CN off. That was my title. He pissed CN off. And clearly, that must be true if this is the title that's taking the video viral. You've probably all seen the context surrounding what actually happens in this video. I just go over CN comments, give my take about what's going on, and kind of like show, right, how the region is responding. What we're going to do today is actually look through some of the comments that are actually popping up over here. Import to domestic sales and then export and re-import. We originally just wanted to be a source of Ming Chao's little brother joke, and the follow-up became more and more outrageous. So it's just more people kind of like commenting on the issue, talking about why they have certain personal opinions on the matter. Now we're getting into some people posting some IRL pictures from Kurofest. And so this one over here isn't anything too crazy, right? It's just a, it's just a little blocky fleur-de-lis hopping around and stuff. QQ Dan Dan came to watch. How do I feel like he will watch the comments on this video again? Well, what'd you think was gonna happen? And this is where it starts getting a little bit weird. And this is where I'm gonna have to kind of like, as somebody, right, who's been involved in this drama, who's kind of been on the front lines of all of it, as the person that's made all of these videos, and let's just be honest here, has the most history with Genocide himself. Guys, it's getting a little bit out of hand, because I think what has happened is that Genocide has managed to turn into a mini celebrity in CN and now has people following him around like paparazzi. And I'm gonna be real, guys, it's not that deep. I guess if they're just taking the photo for fun, it is what it is. But you can imagine with the kind of like past history and the stuff that goes on traditionally in CN, let's just be honest here, guys, CN, you guys are a little bit more toxic than we are. And my hope over here is that this video gets translated as well, so we can have a little bit of like cross-regional communication. This might be a little bit much to just be like posting right in like public comment sections on videos. Well, Carnival saw him, and the replies is where it gets a little bit nuts. So let's just start reading them. Canned booing. Fair. Boo. 7 out of 10 everywhere. Rating, 7 out of 10. And this comment over here by Eerie Peanut Oil is what kind of like triggers a lot of the weird stuff that I'm hoping to get like a bit of a stop on before it gets too major. You can see that this comment was an hour ago. On the other hand, Genozide's social software did not publish the content of the Kuro Fest at all. I was curious whether he did not want to post it or Kuro didn't let it go. So now Billibilli users, CN players, are essentially theorizing why Genozide's social media didn't actually have any sort of like reference to Kurofest. They're like speculating, oh, did Kuro like shut it down? Was there something that happened internally? Did they not want him to post publicly? And now people are responding, right? We have poor information here and don't know who he is, but they are angry and they just exploded. No matter what he posts, he will be scolded to death. Not to mention Kurofest. This is basically a public call at this point to like actively brigade any of the posts that Genocide potentially makes. And that is like what CN appears to have like an agreement on doing, because don't worry, there are going to be more comments by like more unique users suggesting this. This guy is just mentioning, I think he actually saw Genocide at the fest. Chang, this guy, listened to the song behind me and then spoke English with 2 women, and I didn't look back at the time. So it's just giving a personal recollection. And this is where it starts getting a little bit scary. He dared to send it out and was sprayed out in minutes. This is in response to Genizad's social media thing. They're basically saying that if he posts anything publicly, it will get shit on relentlessly by the CN community. If his remarks spread again, if he starts saying more shit, it is estimated that there will be people who want to be real offline. There will be people who want to be real offline. Guys, this is the thing. There are a couple of reasons why I'm making this video, why I'm reading these comments. These are pre-watch. And the thing is, this is online beef, guys. This is online drama. I think one responsibility that we need to have is that let's just go ahead and keep it online. It's undeniable that Genizad has made some pretty dog shit takes and said some pretty stupid fucking things across the past couple of days. He's continuing to say them, right? But the consequences of his actions that he's doing online as, like, you know, this content creator, this public figure, the consequences should stay publicly. Or the consequences should stay public, right? Things like his views, things like his YouTube subscribers, his Twitter subscribers, all of that, whatever it is, right? That's where the consequences should be. But going ahead and kind of like creating this whole sort of like dynamic where, I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I don't feel like he's particularly safe in that region. I'm actually glad that he left because, let's just be honest here, right? This is not looking good. This is looking kind of fucking crazy. He left China at a good time. And the unfortunate part about all of this is that, well, people are going to be blamed for this issue, right? People are going to be essentially blamed for inciting the CN player base against Genizad. But the truth of the matter is quite simple, right? It could be my fault. It could be Glaive Keel's fault. Maybe it's Cosmo's fault. But at the end of the day, what we have to recognize is that all we have done as creators is create content covering the issue. We didn't go in, embellish our takes, make things up, spread a false narrative. All we did was state the facts about the situation. And the thing is, the facts about this situation would not exist if Genizad simply did not do whatever he was doing. And the unfortunate part about this entire matter is that I have been repeatedly, overtly blamed for everything that has occurred. And the simple realization of the matter should be is that the guy is now starting to get like death threats, IRL threats over in CN for the actions that he's made. And another part of this video, while the first part was about, you know, hoping to quell the anger that's clearly going on, that's clearly getting cultivated in this community, another purpose of why I'm making this video is, of course, to show that it's not my fucking fault either this time. Because Jen is on the record, and I'll have to play the clips again, because he keeps saying it days after. He keeps saying that everything is my fault.
I would say, like, you know, 90% of the hate comments I got are him and the community, basically. He can deny it however he wishes, but it's not a coincidence that anytime he watches a video and dislikes it, suddenly there's a ton of hate comments. Like, what a coincidence.
The unfortunate part about this matter is that Jenna is now getting a massive number of hate comments over in CN. And if we just take a look at who is translating all the videos over here, creators called Love Song Manaka, the first video they ever uploaded on the matter was Cosmo's video. Then they uploaded Glaive's. And mine is simply the most recent one and the only video by myself that they've uploaded regarding the situation. And don't worry, I've made, let's just see how many videos I've made already about the situation. I've made this one. I made this one. I went ahead and I made this one. I've already made like 4 or 5 on the situation, not even counting my He Pissed Off CN vid. And this vid's the only one that's on here. This is after CN has already had its reaction. This is after CN has already formed its impressions. And this is the thing. They formed their impressions with this one. This is just them further discussing the issue after I read some of their comments and talked about their takes. You might have viewed this whole section as me shoveling off the blame over to Glaive, Keo, or Cosmo. It's not their fault either. And we just need to have a little bit of self-realization, right? a little bit of self-recollection at this moment in time. If Genozad's crash out never occurred, then these videos would not have been made. And then these comments that we're reading right now would have never had any motivation to exist. Kind of like reviewing this, recapping this, taking a look at all of the different pieces of this puzzle. Keep the online things online. CN, please. I am begging you. This is one person being exceptionally stupid, right? This is one person taking absolutely no accountability. This is one person that's going ahead, exploding an issue, making a whole lot of beef, offending a bunch of different communities, and of course, never saying sorry. If somebody did this in real life, they'd be in a lot of trouble. They would have a lot of situations going on. But when someone does it online, they're a content creator, keep the consequences for it online. Keep the comments funny. Joke about 7 out of 10. Joke about what they're doing in terms of like content creation, all of that. But let's not get to the point where we're going ahead and then we're like following them around like paparazzi IRL and then saying crazy shit like there will be people who want to be real offline. It's going too far. It's going way too fucking far. And my hope is that Love Song Manaka takes this vid, takes the stuff that I'm saying, translates it again, so we can send another message over to the CN community. We thank you in EN. We thank you for agreeing with the takes that we've made. We thank you for going ahead and wanting to get involved in this issue. And, you know, naturally, right, wanting to point out when somebody has really awful behavior. That's a good thing to do. But wanting retribution to the point where we're threatening to go, I don't know, like go beat him up IRL because you didn't like his gacha game takes. Guys, if there's one shred of truth when it comes to this entire drama, it's that the most toxic part of gacha game communities, the most toxic parts of them definitely are very, very, very toxic. And this is an excellent opportunity for the Wuthering Waves community, both in EN and in CN, to show that even in the face of ridiculous, crazy, absurd provocation by somebody that's telling you that you're too stupid to live, that you're a retarded Kurobot, right? That you're a waste of breath. And then they start flexing how much more money they spent compared to you, right? Even in the face of all of that, you can react like an adult, right? You can react like a mature individual. And mature individuals, I mean, let's just be real here. You're not making money off of this. You're not actual paparazzi. This isn't your job. This is just a little bit creepy, right? And then this whole like debate that we're having here in the comments section, talking about meeting him IRL, getting real offline. That's not the action of a mature adult either. To kind of cap this off, let's take a look at the types of comments that we should be looking for in this situation. The types of comments that we should be celebrating in this situation. Examples of being a mature adult. Up has worked hard. I give it a 7 out of 10. Solid. Amazing. This machine is translated into views is not tightened, and the views is the ability to monetize. They're basically saying he's like a 4x, 5x, 6x tacit field. They're basically saying that Genozad is one of the most farmable people in the history of Wuthering Waves content creation. Also fair. Is there a provincial hero? I don't know what that means, but it sounds crazy. There are plenty more of them in here, just like talking about the situation and all of that. This is mainly just, and you can see over here, these comments were made really recently, up to 14 minutes ago. This video is about getting ahead of the tsunami that I feel like is coming. And when it comes to CN, and when it comes to the reputation that we know this region has, this has a lot of potential to get really messy real quick. And so once again, CN bros, let's lay off a little bit. That'll be that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you all think. It's a crazy situation. Are we being too dramatic over in EN? Is what CN is saying actually fine? Is this another crazy mistranslation on Google's end and the software that I'm using? And it turns out that the stuff that they're saying isn't that crazy. Let me know, because I'm gonna be honest here. This has a lot of potential to get really scary really quick. Peace out.